Water. Water played such a huge role when we were in Brazil. It was all around us. There were so many different uses for water. We had to filter it to hydrate ourselves. There were rainstorms. We couldn't get out of the rain. And there was also huge rivers everywhere. We got to go swimming. So water was everywhere, and we interacted with it every day. So we thought it would be great to show everyone how water played such an important role with our group.
To have water during our trip in Brazil, we'd have to charge the solar filtration system that we brought there. So each team would have a day where they would be on water, and so first they'd charge it, then they'd find a source of water, run a little hose through that, and it went through the filtration system, got out all the bad stuff, and then it would run into another pipe, and so we'd fill multiple jugs full of water, so we'd have water throughout our trip.
As far as water goes, one thing that's different from us at home and like people in Brazil is that water is never something we have to think about at home. Like when we went to one of the communities, they were talking about how a lot of kids would get sick when they were drinking water from the river, and they were so excited that they wanted to show us their water tower because they just got it installed like, I don't know, like 10 years ago. And they were just so excited because people were getting a lot healthier because they, didn't have to, depend on a contaminated supply. And I think that we in the US take water for granted because we don't even think about it. It's not something that like, oh man, we need water.
Water, I mean, you never realize how important it is to you until you're working outside every day in like a really hot sun and you need water every day. And it's like here especially, you can't just go and fill it up in the sink. You have to like go through a process and make sure it's clean. So I think even things like water were.
What about the whole process of having not only to go get the water, but filter the water and try and find a source for that?
I mean, filtering the water was a lot harder than I think anyone imagined. Like, luckily we were able to have a nice like filter that made it actually pretty easy, but just having to go out and find like a flowing source of water that had water at any time that you needed it to be filtered was pretty like, I mean, I guess you just realize how valuable it is and how, clean water is important, and I think some of us kind of got the bad end of the not filtered water, so that's unfortunate.
Cool.
The storms, they were both the most like beautiful experience ever, and also like a freaking nightmare as well. I remember waking up in the night. It was like the most like unbelievable rainstorm you've ever heard in your freaking life. It's so crazy, beautiful, but scary to the max. I swear I woke up one morning and I was like, you guys were on deadliest catch ever. Oh my God. I thought we were really gonna be swimming with the fishies for sure. But, and it sounds like unlike any kind of movie trailer you've ever seen. It's just so loud, but it's also amazing to see how much like water can be collected in one night storm and how fast the weather can pick up and be completely a 180 from what you just saw, like sun raising and your skin roasting.
Because the patterns they control.
Water definitely played a really important role in our trip to Brazil for many different reasons, for survival, but also for recreation. Everywhere we went there was pretty much water, and every community that we went to we had a chance to go swimming, which was pretty amazing because it was very different from what we experienced here being in California, going to any regular beach, because when you go to those beaches and to those places that we were swimming at, like there was possibility of seeing stingrays. There was many times we saw all kinds of animals in the water. One time when we stopped in the middle of the Tapajós River, we were able to go swimming, and after a few minutes of being in the water, we saw only from a few feet away from us that there was black dolphins swimming with us, and it was pretty amazing to be able to experience that. Some of us tried to even go and touch it or like mess with it or get it to come closer, but we found out from the people on the crew that they were actually kind of hostile, so we weren't supposed to touch them, so we just got back on the boat. But it was a really amazing experience, and I definitely think that the water played a really important role in relieving some of the stress that we had pent up inside from all the work that we did, because we worked really long hours on really hot days. So being able to go and swim for a few hours was a really good experience, and I would definitely say it brought us a lot closer because we were able to talk and just have fun with each other and just be friends and not just like, people who were in the same class. So it was really cool.
Water.